Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Oh boy. Going to Metacritic right now, you will notice that both Scarlet and Violet have metascores that are lower than Pokemon's usual, and the user scores you can see are already beginning to pour in, and they are not particularly favorable. And then looking at Google reviews, you'll find a user score of 2.5 stars out of 5, and on GameStop you can see that the score is less than ideal. So what exactly is going on here? Well, the whole situation can be summarized by Woodhawker's tweet here. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is visually the ugliest first-party Nintendo Switch game to date, filled with terrible performance issues, bugs, and glitches. It's a wildly disappointing display from the world's largest franchise. I mean, as I'm recording this, Game Freak is trending. Plenty of people feel like Game Freak has gotten way too much leeway for a franchise that makes this much money. It shouldn't be acceptable for the latest entry to release in this state. That's a big part of why the Metascore is lower than usual. While there is a general agreement that gameplay-wise, we're finally seeing some evolutions in formula, we're seeing it go in the right direction. When it comes to graphics, performance, the technical state of the game, and whatnot, this game's real rough on that front. And while I haven't gotten too deep into Pokemon Violet, the version I got, in my experience within the first hour of the game, I found graphics that left a lot to be desired. While I like the art style that they're going for, the fidelity just doesn't do it justice. Environments that feel lifeless, performance issues. I mean, from the outset, just panning the camera around, I could feel the frame rate chugging, and then there are visual issues like pop-in that I encountered frequently enough just within the first hour of the game. And this is an experience that's pretty universal, with news outlets posting articles like, after Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, we can't give Game Freak a pass. These aren't the first Pokemon games with technical issues, but the historically bad graphics may have finally crossed the line. And embedded on the article itself is a screenshot, a small sample of what's to come. There are plenty of videos out there that I'll get to in a bit, highlighting just what a rough state this game is in. Here is Eurogamer's review of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. The ambition is betrayed by performance. Here we have news outlet CNET saying, review, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is too much for the Switch to handle. The games advance the franchise with a terrific open world, but there are some sharp growing pains. Here's the thing, I disagree with the headline of this review. I don't think that Switch can't handle a game like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, especially when we've got games like Zelda Breath of the Wild, Xenoblade Chronicles 1 through 3, Mario Odyssey, Astro Chain, you name it, running well enough on the Nintendo Switch. These are all games that look leagues and miles better than Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and yet get significantly better performance or more acceptable performance than what the latest Pokemon entries have to offer. It's not that the Switch can't handle this game, it's just that this was a poorly made game, or the development team just weren't given enough time to give this game the polish that it needs. This game clearly needs a couple more months in the oven. I feel like in part this is a byproduct of the strict schedule that Pokemon follows, because they want to align the anime with the games and, get that ball rolling that way. But Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are finally beginning to highlight that the current scheduling structure of Pokemon games are becoming untenable. This rubber band is about to snap as they keep stretching it. But beyond that, I feel like it's starting to show that as these Pokemon games get more and more ambitious, Game Freak just cannot keep up with those ambitions, and it's all coming back to bite both Game Freak and Nintendo in the ass, with articles like this cropping up highlighting the myriad bugs and glitches that people have been posting online, showing footage that indicates that the current state of the game, the launch state of the game, is unacceptable. Let's begin by highlighting performance issues. Clicking on this video, you'll see just how much this game stutters. Just walking around here, you can see all the pop in here and the choppy footage on display. Here's another Twitter user who went viral with over 85,000 likes, who tweeted, the reviews aren't kidding about the terrible performance, and you can see for yourself what that looks like. There's nothing wrong with my recording software. This is the footage itself, and you can see the glitchy graphics, the pop-in that's happening in the background. It looks awful. And then looking at the quality of textures here, it all just looks like a big blur. Like, this could honestly be confused for a Wii-era game, and even Wii games looked better than some of the sceneries on display in this game. This just reeks of management and leadership that have a complete disregard for quality assurance of a game that they know plenty of people were looking forward to. But you know what doesn't reek and in fact helps with bodily odor and stench? The sponsor of today's video, Dr. Squatch, whose products focus on personal care and style. I've been using some of their soaps, shampoos, conditioners, and deodorants for a few days now, and not only do they smell really great, it's comforting to know that they're all at least 98% natural, meaning you won't be exposed to harsh chemicals or harmful ingredients, and the scents are naturally derived as well. My personal favorite scent so far is the Wood Barrel Bourbon, which has this smooth, masculine, sweet, smoky, bourbony smell that fills the whole bathroom when I'm showering with it. And even 24 hours later, I could still smell it on my skin. And then paired with a long-lasting deodorant of the same scent, gotta say I was walking around feeling pretty fresh. The more citrusy pine tar scented shampoo and conditioner also went really well with the Wood Barrel Bourbon, and they left my hair feeling nice, silky, and full. And with the holidays coming up, these could make for some really great gifts for folks who are looking to focus more on self-care, especially with the holiday special scents, product bundles, and discounts Dr. Squatch are running right now. You can use my link in the description box and pinned comment below, as well as my code DSQYongya25 to get 25% off on orders $40 or more for new customers. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's graphics, performance, and technical state could certainly use Dr. Squatch because they're in dire need of some self-care. I mean, just look at the visuals here in this footage posted by this Twitter user. How bland everything looks. How lacking in detail the environments are. Just how subpar the visuals of this game are. And that's on top of the performance issues and things like this that just don't lend itself to a immersive experience. And beyond that, this Twitter user also posted screenshots to further highlight just how rough this game can look. I mean, look at this. Look at the blurry textures on this wall here. You've got graphical issues like this, and there's plenty more where that came from. And environments just looking like this, and just how jagged all of the lines look. It's real rough. Here's one more Twitter user speaking out about the graphics. I didn't think it was possible for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet to look visually worse than Sword and Shield. This is N64 graphics level. And clicking on this image, you can see that, yes, sometimes this game can reach N64 levels of rudimentary graphics. I mean, the trees, the textures, the fidelity of the models, uncharacteristic for what very much is a AAA franchise that makes millions and billions of dollars. All right, now on to bugs and glitches. Let's check out this footage right here. How is this acceptable enough for release, says this Twitter user, and you'll see why in a second. Look what happens here. Beyond the performance issues, the graphics are going haywire. Moving on, here's a bug that's kind of gone viral. This post has garnered almost 82,000 likes already, and it's because of this right here. Give it a sec. Yep. Working as intended, everyone. Already we're seeing memes crop up from this, like, first impressions with this image of the model with disproportionate limbs going, "You're safe now, my sweet child," and the legendary going, "I owe you my life." Next up, we got a post by Twitter user Patters, who was streaming this game and encountered the following glitch. Tweeted, "Pokemon Scarlet working perfectly as intended. Focus on the character model here.
If you are not doing it in this way, then you're not playing Pokemon Scarlet.
And look at the arms just flailing wildly.
If your arms and your fists are not coming through your eyeballs, then you are riding a Koraidon in the incorrect manner."
Oh, but it can get worse. Some folks have encountered an issue where the Pokemon you're riding just straight up is invisible. And so the gameplay experience ends up looking like this. This video has over 65,000 likes. And this wasn't just a one-time occurrence. There's a second video highlighting this occurrence. You can see right here an invisible Pokemon that the player model is riding before he jumps into the water. Then the Pokemon appears. And already memes are cropping up from this specific bug, like this animation posted by Twitter user Seto. "Can't believe this unfinished animation I abandoned became canon." And right here you can see an Akira reference where the Pokemon just disappears. Here's a prominent Twitch streamer, Jacob Alfarad, who posted a clip of this jankiness happening.
Oh, I
where this
see why he
NPC is
wants to
stuck, sort of walking in place
stuck in the
before
void. Oh, never mind.
he just, like, pieces out, essentially. We've got some folks showing off collision issues like this, where if you jump the wrong way, you'll essentially get stuck in the environment, clip through walls, and get stuck behind fences, and the like. Next up, we got folks highlighting some really janky-looking scenes, like this one right here, where students' legs are, for some reason, doing this and running at, like, I don't know, 5-10 frames per second compared to everything else. This is also not an isolated issue. Here's somebody else, Ryan Silberman, saying, holy crap, I'm not even doing anything. This scene just looks like this. And playing the video, you can see for yourself that the camera is moving pretty smoothly, but the students' animations are very stuttery, especially where the legs are concerned. It just looks very off-putting. And then we got bugs where character animations just go haywire, hilarious, but less than ideal. Here we have Phoenix Rave, who tweeted, I freaking wheezed, what is happening? Referring to this situation that he encountered. Somebody get this man an exorcist. Stat. Once more, not an isolated situation. Here we have Twitter user Sky, who encountered a similar issue where they found a character model doing this fun little dance. This video has garnered over 11,500 likes. Some folks are posting even wilder clips of character animations going haywire, like this terrifying sight right here. Now forget the other guy needed an exorcist. This is the higher priority. Get this individual 3 exorcists. Now 5. And these character animations can go haywire in the middle of a battle, as shown here by Sky. This is your GOAT. Over 46, almost 47,000 likes. And this footage looks like this. Look at this shit. Hilarious, don't get me wrong, but completely immersion breaking. And happens frequently enough that, again, this is very much unacceptable. Depending on the terrain you're in, you might encounter situations like this where your Pokemon will slowly slide down to its death. Give it a second. Goku is falling asleep. This is actually pretty hilarious, not gonna lie. And bye! So long, my sweet prince. This one went pretty viral, garnering over 98,000 likes, almost 100,000 likes. More character models going haywire. This video has garnered over 12,000 likes. And you can see what happens here. Pay attention. Give it a sec. Wait for it. And voila. Yeah, so exorcists are going to be real busy in the world of Pokemon these coming few weeks. Some folks have expressed incredulence by some of the issues that they encountered, like this Twitter user XD Marth, who said, fuck this, bruh, and playing the video, you'll see why. First of all, look at this character model. Missing a head, hands, and legs. And then this Pokemon just comes in and starts spazzing out in the middle of a Pokemon battle. Some visual glitches have created rather disturbing looking scenes, as highlighted here by Twitter user M. This video has over 10,400 likes, and this is what that looks like. You know, I thought this was Pokemon, not Shin Megami Tensei. Right here we have another bit of footage showing that Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are working as intended. Let's play this clip right here, and yeah. And you can see how many of these tweets are going viral. This one has garnered over 68,000 likes. It goes to show the level of ridicule that this game is facing right now for just how badly it launched. This game has just been a laughingstock these past few days. This feels like yet another cyberpunk level of bad PR. Some folks have encountered clipping issues when engaging in photo mode. Check this out. Like, what? How does that even happen? And then when it comes to things like assets struggling to load in the environment, you've got situations where sometimes the sky fails to load entirely and sees graphical issues like this. I don't think this is how the sky is supposed to look, says this user Alex. Yeah, I get the sense that you're onto something there. More disturbing imagery is highlighted by Twitter user Coffee. 10 out of 10 horror game. And you can see right here in photo mode how this character model is bending their limbs in ways that should not be possible for the common crowd. Next up, we got more shenanigans that can happen during Pokemon battles. Twitter user Jake posted, "I'm convinced this game went completely untested." And right here we have a scene where in the middle of a Pokemon battle, a random NPC just kind of casually strolls through. Again, hilarious, but my lord. This one's yet another viral post garnering almost 12,000 likes already. Plenty of people are expressing the universal sentiment that Pokemon Scarlet and Violet just isn't a finished product. And here's another clip to further highlight that. Look at this wonkiness right here. Clipping through walls, visual glitches, and yeah. Oof. That's real rough. And sometimes it's not the player who'll clip through a wall, but rather the Pokemons roaming the world, resulting in situations where Pokemon battles will happen against a brick wall. Here's somebody who encountered a strange visual issue where during a Pokemon evolution, the Pokemon visually clones itself. It's visual only. You don't get two Pokemon, but it's still bizarre that something like this happens amidst everything else. Last but not least, people are highlighting things that feel very low effort. This tweet right here, which has almost 70,000 likes, tweeted, "This is the tackiest animation I've ever seen. The off-kilter sandwich whilst the trainer bites the air with no easing on the tweens. The floating Pokemon in their idle animation, staring at nothing. Here's what that looks like. Look at all this." So yeah, just on both a micro and macro level, it's very apparent that Game Freak did not have enough time to flesh everything out, to polish everything, to really finish the game. And beyond that, it just feels like with Pokemon becoming grander and more ambitious with its scope and scale, Game Freak as a development team just isn't able to keep up. It's starting to feel like Game Freak needs some kind of overhaul, or at the very least a lot more support and help from more experienced developers who can help navigate them on these more ambitious, open world, seamless type of Pokemon games that are going the right direction, but when games ship like this, it just mars the ambition of where Pokemon is headed. And it's a damn shame because at the core of Scarlet and Violet is a fun Pokemon game that takes significant steps forward, completely marred by poor technical execution and management and leadership that failed to give this game additional time that it desperately needs. And look, I know that there are plenty of people who are still having fun with the game. It just sucks that, you know, this game couldn't realize its full potential. I hope this serves as a sort of reality check for Nintendo and Game Freak that something has to drastically change about the current development pipeline of these Pokemon games and of Game Freak as a development team, because if they stay this course, it just feels like things are going to get worse and worse. And let this serve as a reminder that rushing a broken product that needs more time in the oven to launch is always a bad idea. It never ends well. I don't know why companies insist on doing this. Here's the thing though, I think this game is still going to end up selling gangbusters. It's probably going to be among the better performing Pokemon games. When it comes to their financial bottom line, there is no reason for Nintendo and Game Freak and whatnot to change the way they've been doing things, but good PR and a good reputation can be invaluable in growing a franchise and seeing it thrive. So, you know, with a blow being taken to the optics surrounding Pokemon, surrounding Nintendo and Game Freak for the way they released this latest Pokemon entry, hopefully lessons will be learned from this rough launch. Or at the very least, that's one man's take. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts and opinions are on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's rough launch and what your experience has been like playing this game. Have you encountered a lot of technical issues like many others have, or has your experience been smoother? Share your thoughts and experience in the comments below, and to be further updated on all things gaming news, reviews, and discussions, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out.